The water buffalo is believed to have originated in the Indian subcontinent and Southeast Asia thousands of years ago. Historical evidence suggests they were first domesticated in India over 5,000 years ago, where they played a crucial role in farming and transportation. From there, they spread across Asia, introduced to China, the Middle East, and eventually parts of Europe and Africa through trade and migration. Their importance as working animals and their adaptability to wetland environments helped them become a widespread species, both in domesticated and wild forms. In the wild, water buffalo are typically found in swampy, marshy, and riverine environments, particularly in South and Southeast Asia. They thrive in regions with abundant water sources, such as floodplains, swamps, and slow-moving rivers. Today, domesticated water buffalo can be found in countries such as India, Nepal, Thailand, the Philippines, and Vietnam, as well as in Mediterranean regions like Italy. Wild populations still exist in parts of India, Nepal, and Southeast Asia, although they are far less common due to habitat loss and hybridization with domesticated buffalo. The global population of water buffalo is estimated to be around 200 million, most of which are domesticated animals used for agriculture, milk, and meat production. These domestic populations are thriving and have expanded significantly, especially in countries like India, China, and Southeast Asia, where water buffalo remain integral to rural economies and farming practices. Wild populations are fragmented and declining due to habitat loss, hunting, and hybridization with domestic buffalo. It is estimated that fewer than 4,000 wild water buffalo remain in the wild today, mostly concentrated in protected areas of India, Nepal, Bhutan, and parts of Southeast Asia such as Cambodia and Thailand. Conservation efforts are ongoing but challenging, as these animals require large, undisturbed wetland habitats to survive. Their endangered status highlights the contrast between the abundant domestic buffalo and the precarious future of their wild relatives. Water buffalo are excellent swimmers and can spend hours submerged in water, with only their nostrils and eyes above the surface. This ability not only helps them escape heat but also protects them from biting insects and certain predators. Water buffalo, especially the wild ones, face several natural predators in their native habitats. The most significant threats come from large carnivores such as tigers and crocodiles. Tigers, being powerful and stealthy hunters, often target young, sick, or solitary buffalo, using their strength and ambush tactics to bring down these large prey. Crocodiles, especially in riverine and swampy areas, pose a danger by ambushing buffalo when they come to drink or wallow in water. Besides these, packs of wild dogs may also hunt calves or weakened individuals, though they rarely challenge healthy adults due to the buffalo's formidable size and defensive behavior. In addition to natural predators, water buffalo can sometimes fall victim to humans through hunting or habitat encroachment, which indirectly increases their vulnerability to predation by forcing them into smaller, less safe areas. Adult water buffalo defend themselves fiercely with their large, curved horns and sheer strength, often forming protective herds to ward off attackers. This combination of physical power and social behavior makes them less frequent targets compared to smaller or solitary herbivores. Water buffalo milk is richer in fat and protein than cow's milk, making it ideal for producing cheeses like mozzarella, especially the famous mozzarella di bufala from Italy. In fact, without water buffalo, that cheese wouldn't exist in its authentic form. Wild water buffalo are among the largest and strongest bovids in the world, capable of defending themselves fiercely against predators like tigers, crocodiles, and humans. Their horns, which can span up to 2 meters tip to tip in wild males, are not just for show, they're formidable weapons. Water buffalo can be eaten, and their meat is consumed in many parts of the world. In fact, it's a common source of protein in countries such as India, Nepal, Pakistan, Thailand, the Philippines, and parts of Africa and South America. In some regions, buffalo meat is more affordable than beef, making it a popular choice for everyday meals. In Western countries, it is often marketed as buffalo or cara beef and is valued for being leaner than conventional beef. Water buffalo meat has a flavor that is similar to beef but slightly richer and sweeter, with a deeper, more robust undertone. Because it is naturally lean, the texture can be firmer than beef, especially if overcooked, but when prepared properly, it can be tender and juicy. The leanness also gives it a cleaner taste, which some people prefer, as it lacks the heavier, fattier flavor of certain cuts of beef. In culinary use, it can be grilled, stewed, braised, minced, or made into sausages, much like beef, though chefs often recommend slow cooking or marinating to ensure tenderness. Water buffalo are not known for high-speed running, but they are capable of surprising bursts of pace when startled or threatened. In short sprints, a healthy adult can reach speeds of around 30 to 40 km per hour. These quick accelerations are generally used to flee from predators or to charge when defending themselves or their herd. Their large, muscular build is designed more for strength and endurance than for sustained running, so they tire quickly if forced to move at top speed for long distances. In their natural habitat, water buffalo rely more on steady, deliberate movement through wetlands, grasslands, and marshes. They are exceptionally skilled at moving through muddy or swampy terrain where many other large animals might struggle, maintaining a steady pace rather than racing. Even when not at full speed, they can cover considerable ground efficiently, especially in search of water or during seasonal movements. In domestic settings, their movement is generally slower and more controlled, as they are accustomed to human presence and often spend their time working in fields or grazing peacefully. Water buffalo have a coat that ranges from dark gray to black, though some domesticated varieties may appear lighter, even with patches of brown or occasional pale markings. Their skin is thick and sparsely covered with coarse hair, which helps them tolerate heat and insects in tropical environments. Calves are often lighter in color at birth, darkening as they mature. In wild populations, the coat tends to remain uniformly dark, while domestic breeds may show more variation due to selective breeding. Water buffalo are large, robust animals with a broad chest, sturdy legs, and a strong, compact body designed for endurance and strength. They have a relatively long, narrow face, large nostrils, and distinctive crescent-shaped horns that can sweep backward and outward in impressive arcs. Their horns are generally thicker and heavier in wild buffalo, while domestic buffalo can have more varied horn shapes depending on breed. Their neck is muscular, supporting the heavy head and horns, and their body shape is well suited for both power and stability in swampy or muddy terrain. Water buffalo are among the largest members of the bovine family. Wild males can reach lengths of 2.4 to 3 meters from head to tail, with shoulder heights of up to 1.9 meters, while domestic buffalo are often slightly smaller due to selective breeding for different purposes. Weight can vary greatly. Wild bulls can weigh between 700 and over 1,200 kilograms, making them powerful and imposing animals, while domesticated buffalo typically weigh between 400 and 900 kilograms depending on breed and purpose. Females are generally smaller and lighter than males in both wild and domestic populations. Water buffalo produce a range of low, deep vocalizations, with the most common being a rumbling bellow or grunt. These sounds are often used for communication within the herd, such as signaling location, expressing discomfort, or warning others of potential danger. The bellow is deep and resonant, carrying over long distances, which is useful in dense vegetation or across open wetlands. In calmer situations, they may emit softer grunts or snorts, especially between mothers and calves, as a way of maintaining close contact. When agitated or feeling threatened, water buffalo can produce louder, more forceful bellows that sound harsher and more urgent than their everyday calls. These alarm vocalizations are often accompanied by defensive body language, such as lowering the head and pointing the horns forward. In domestic environments, buffalo may also make shorter, nasal-sounding calls in response to familiar humans, especially during feeding times. While not as vocal as some other herd animals, the water buffalo's deep, rumbling voice is a distinctive part of its communication, helping it maintain social bonds and coordinate movements within the group. Water buffalo are herbivores, feeding primarily on a variety of grasses and aquatic plants. In the wild, they graze on tall, coarse grasses found in floodplains, marshes, and riverbanks, as well as sedges and reeds. Their ability to feed on aquatic vegetation gives them an advantage in wetland environments where other large grazers might not thrive. They are also able to consume fibrous plants that are difficult for many other herbivores to digest, thanks to their highly efficient, multi-chambered stomachs that allow for slow fermentation and nutrient extraction. In domestic settings, their diet depends on what is available and the purpose for which they are kept. They are often fed cultivated grasses, crop residues like rice straw, and green fodder such as clover or alfalfa. In some regions, they are allowed to graze freely during the day and are supplemented with cut forage or agricultural byproducts in the evening. Because they are adapted to high-fiber, low-quality forage, they can survive on vegetation that might not be suitable for more selective grazers, making them particularly valuable in farming systems where prime pasture is limited. Water buffalo breeding patterns vary slightly between wild and domesticated populations, but both share the same basic reproductive cycle. In the wild, breeding often peaks during certain times of the year, usually aligning with the rainy season when food and water are abundant. This seasonal pattern ensures that calves are born during a time of plenty, increasing their chances of survival. Males compete for access to females through displays of dominance, which can involve horn clashing, chasing, and posturing. Once a dominant male secures a female, mating occurs, and the pair typically stays together for only a short time. Domesticated water buffalo, by contrast, often breed year-round, especially when managed by humans who provide consistent food and water. Farmers may also selectively choose breeding times to fit agricultural needs, such as ensuring that calves are born during seasons when labor animals are less in demand. Gestation lasts about 10 to 11 months, after which a single calf is born. Twins are rare. Mothers are highly protective and will keep their calf close, nursing it for several months until it begins to graze on solid food. Calves typically remain with the herd until they are fully weaned and socially integrated. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for even more viewing pleasure. Don't forget, like and comment. Feel free to share.